Hi folks, Lee Gettess here with the Market Sense for the week of July 14th, 2015. We're going to look at some charts that come from the Trade Navigator software, and it's not Genesis' fault that there's not much in the charts. These are weekly bonds, and other than a goofy little spike here last week on some rumors, they really haven't done much for several weeks now. There's a couple months worth of just sideways action there. This week looked very likely to hold between 148 on the bottom and 150 here at the green moving average. They were a little higher than that on the Sunday night gap open, but basically they're just staying in that range. Now, I'm not going to tell you that they can't go up here to 152.24 because they certainly can. And the fact that everyone is so negative on bonds and the Fed's going to raise interest rates, it'll kill bonds, kind of makes me think they might. Also, in a big picture, you have this little ABC down here, which when they took out that low here, you would have thought there'd be some real serious follow through, take out some stops and take off to the downside. That hasn't really happened. Now, this sideways could be a ledge, and they could fall off and make another leg down that equals this leg back here. But it kind of looks like it might be more of a base at this point. Of course, sideways patterns are tough. You just have to deal with them when they go out and not really predict them. But at any rate, not really much going on here despite the extreme volatility, because, boy, these bonds can move a point in a heartbeat, but they're just really not going anyplace. Stocks, well, you can certainly make the same case for that. You can see in stocks here, we've got the lower band and the upper band here, which they've been on both sides of that, most of which happened Sunday night, to be honest with you, when the Greek news came out. But here again, look at the big picture here. Look at the whole frickin' year. They've done very little. I mean, in the last 4 months, we've got a range that's barely 100 points. And of the most recent sideways pattern in this contract, we're looking at 2022 as the low back here and 2126 is the high here. Barely 100 points. And except for an early move down, first part of the year down to the 1955 area, the whole freaking year has only been about 100-point range. So, boy, really, really hard to make any money in this market. What you can expect is that this length of sideways is going to lead to a fairly substantial move when they do finally break out. Unfortunately, the breakout direction is not predictable, and the first move out of all of this sideways stands a really high chance of being false. When they broke down here, I was really hoping they'd take out these lows, because if they turned up from there, then I'd believe them. Now, they could be going up from here. You can't just assume they aren't. But boy, they could make new highs and turn right around from here too. So again, not much you can do for predicting breakout direction. Big, long sideways pattern, ought to be a substantial move when they go out, but who knows when they go out. The one thing I will say is it'll probably not occur on obvious news. That's why I'm a little suspicious about a breakout now, just because of the Iraq agreement and the Iran agreement, and the Greek news. It's more than likely a good breakout will occur when nobody sees it coming, without an obvious catalyst. So I know that's kind of muddled, but that's what we've got for you today. I hope you can find something profitable to get yourself involved with. Thanks for checking in to see what we think.